The Hollywood strikes have not been going well for the creatives and actors, as so many of them have either turned on each other or just made themselves look even worse, like Rachel Zegler, but it seems that there is no end in sight because the recent negotiations completely fell through. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted, and of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and live streams I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So I wanted to start off with this Deadline article. It says, meeting for the first time in more than 3 months, the Writers Guild and the AMPTP on Friday failed to reach an agreement to resume contract negotiations. Their inability to agree on terms for returning to the bargaining table comes after their much-anticipated meeting to discuss a possible resumption of talks. Now, when it comes to the Hollywood strikes, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't care about them, and let's be honest, these are a lot of people that have ruined the industry from the inside out. Writers, directors, actors, just creatives in general who have pushed narratives into our content, who are putting out bottom of the barrel content, and it is hard to feel bad for them because of course so many of them get paid such a massive amount of money. That's why I think it's ridiculous that a lot of the actors are striking, because they're there in solidarity to stand by these creatives, but we're talking about people who get paid 10, 20 million dollars for a TV series or a movie, and it just is almost like a slap in the face to the creatives because they're the ones who are saying that they're not getting paid enough when all the money is going to these top tier actors. But when it comes to the strikes, obviously this is going to hurt the industry in so many ways. The number one way is just content output. There is nothing that is going to be put out that is, of the highest quality, right? We're not going to see Mission Impossibles. We're not going to see Oppenheimers or Barbies, because all of these things are going to be delayed. We don't know how far back things are going to be pushed off at this point, but it is being talked about that if these strikes continue for even just a few more weeks, we are going to see massive delays in films going forward, and even movies that are completed right now or close to being completed are completely on hiatus because of these strikes. And there's also some films that are being outright delayed because they don't even want to release them while these strikes are going on. And to me, I am not as affected by this, right? Because I could just go and play video games. Video games aren't affected by this. I love video games. Video games are a hell of a lot better than what Hollywood is putting out. And honestly, so many of these people needed a slap in the face by reality. They are not irreplaceable. They are not perfect, amazing individuals putting out the best content. They did deserve kind of a slap in the face with reality. And to make it even worse for them, we have CFOs bragging about the strikes and what it is doing to these individuals. The Warner Brothers Discovery Chief Financial Officer, Gunnar Weinsfeld, recently revealed the company has saved over $100 million due to the ongoing Writers Guild of America and SAG-AFTRA strikes. During the company's Q2 2023 earnings result webcast, he touted the company's $1.7 billion in free cash flow and pointed to a number of factors contributing to it. One of the points is cost saving due to the strikes. He said modest cash savings from the impact of the strikes, which we estimate were in the low $100 million range during the quarter. This is, just such a slap in the face to the creatives, basically saying, well, while you guys are striking, we're saving money, so this is actually good for us because we don't actually have to pay you guys right now. And ultimately, down the line, we will see these people back to their jobs. We are going to see an end to the strike. But the longer it plays out, really just the more middle fingers that the higher ups are giving to the people who are striking. We have heard that what the, creatives want are pretty absurd demands, and it's a classic tactic of asking for an absurd amount of whatever they're looking for, in this case money, and the other side being the studios wanting that number cut in half, and neither want to budge. But again, the longer it goes on, the longer and more it is going to hurt these individuals, because yes, they are striking because they want to be paid more, but at the same time they are not working, they are not getting paid for work, and the companies are just saving money. And realistically, this was a direct response to the journalists who have claimed that the strikes were costing studios over $600,000 per week. So none of these numbers line up. I'm sure that it's somewhere in the middle. I'm sure that they're not making as much money or saving as much money, because it does cost them to keep things on pause and keep productions delayed. But at the same time, it's true, they're not paying half the people that they were. And this has been talked about on social media quite a lot. And as I mentioned, there are a lot of actors that are coming out and making some very contradicting statements. We had Stephen Amell actually be attacked recently. He played Oliver Queen in Arrow, and he recently came out and was talking about the strikes, and he got attacked for his opinion, and then he of course walked back on it. And then we have Rachel Zegler, who decided to get on camera at one of these rallies and said, if I'm going to stand there for 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour. She really made herself look even worse. I mean, this tweet blew up 40 million views. She's, of course, making it about herself, like many of these actors are doing. These strikes are not happening because of actors like this. She's getting paid millions of dollars to play Snow White. We don't know the exact amount, but all of the other actresses have gotten very large sums of money. And I'm sure that she is as well, yet she's out here saying, I deserve to be paid. You are being paid, and you're being paid far more than the people who felt that they needed to strike because they weren't making as much money as someone like you. I mean, it's absurd, right? This is why I don't like Hollywood. This is why I don't like a lot of the actors that are in the industry, because they are constantly saying things that just make themselves look worse, and they're always so full of themselves. I do think that ultimately these strikes will be over in the next few weeks. I don't think that they're going to continue on for months and months, but we really don't know at this point. It seems like nobody wants to, come to an agreement, and the strikes are, at least at this point, continuing on indefinitely. I, of course, will be following the situation. I will probably end up covering it more in the future, but for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.